What's good, family? We are back with another reaction. These videos are for entertainment purposes. Make sure you're going out here and doing your own research. Don't believe everything you hear on social media. Also, I think my shirt's dirty. I know it is. I don't care. I don't care. Oh, wow. So, yours truly got in an accident today, and it was her fault. She pulled out in front of me. This is what her car looked like after the accident, and this is what my car looks like after the accident. Oh, I did make an insurance claim. I did contact her insurance company. Well, actually, her insurance company contacted me, but we're gonna see how it goes. I don't know. I've never been in an accident legally before. I've been in hit and runs when I was in my addiction. I did a lot of fucked up shit, but that's not who I am anymore. So, with that being said, there is nothing to worry about. Just be present and be your best that you can be. Everything will happen the way it has to. All is well. Something is coming to you that will change your life forever in a positive way.
So while everybody was arguing about whatever name dropped on this timeline this week, the government quietly secured the ability to turn off your car while you're driving it. And I'm not talking about a conspiracy theory. No, I'm talking about Section 24220 of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. Yeah, it mandates that by 2027, every new passenger vehicle must advance impaired driving technology. Shit, it sounds great on paper.
No,
Stop drunk drivers. I'm all about that life. But
Yeah,
the
me
fine
too.
print tells me otherwise. It requires passive, continuous surveillance of the driver. So monitoring your eyes, your head,
That's
your movements, and your
wild.
behavior. And it gives the car the authority to shut down the engine if the AI detects or decides you're not fit to drive. Even the National Highway Traffic Administration admitted to Congress that the tech is not ready. They said that 99.9% accuracy, it would still generate millions of false positives a year, meaning millions of people stranded on the side of the road because an algorithm made a mistake. But it gets worse. Where do you think that surveillance goes to? Well, if you think it goes to a privacy expert confirmed in a cloud type situation, you'd be correct. Experts have already made the fucking connection, realizing that automakers are already updating their terms of service to sell your behavioral data to insurance companies to generate you a fucking risk score. Some lawmakers try to stop it, actually. Representatives Thomas Massey introduced an amendment to defund the mandate. Reps John James co-sponsored a bill to kill it also. But in January of 2026, 57 Republicans joined 211 Democrats to vote it down. They voted to keep the kill switch mandate alive. The vote failed, 164 to 268. This is how the game is played. They flood the zone with noise while quietly building the architecture of control right in your fucking driveway. Stop looking at the smoke and start looking at the actual policy.
That's wild. Pause. Listen, it is not Democrat against Republican. It is not right against left. It is not white against black or brown against orange or green against purple. It's none of those things. It's us against them. They have created this illusion that, oh, this Republican is red, blue, left, right. No, it's an illusion. Wake up. Listen, they want to take every bit of freedom we have. Why do you think they're getting the robots in position? Why do you think that? To make it a better world for all of us? Hell no. It's so they can have complete control. Wake up. I love you.
Bro, what the hell is going on?
Are your parents cousins? Are you Pakistani? I am. Are your parents cousins? Yes. Are you Pakistani? Yes. I'm gonna ask you. Okay, are your parents cousins? Yes. How do you know that? Because I know. Did your mom tell you that? Are they actually cousins? No, they're actually parents. No, not parents, cousins. Are your parents cousins? No. Your mom's right there. No? Are you sure?
Bro, what in the Matrix, bro?
going on?
If this doesn't make you believe that we live in a simulation, bro.
Everybody thinks I'm Turkish in Turkey, and all of the people in Turkey look like they could be Mexicans. Like if I were to go to Mexico and I saw this exact person and they were speaking Spanish, bro, I'm 100% convinced that that's a Mexican right there. The Turkish people here in Istanbul will speak to me in Turkish first. Sorry, only English. In all seriousness though, why do people from this part of the world look like Latinos? Someone tell me.
Then this right here would make complete sense, bro. It only makes sense, man.
Yep.
When they created the Cabbage Patch Kids, they were literally telling us about the real ones, bro. They were putting it in our faces. I'm telling y'all, man, we're literally in a simulation. We're in the Matrix, bro, because this is the only explanation for this. But what do you guys think? This is some crazy stuff, man. The age of Aquarius, the truth is coming to the surface. Let me know down in the comments below. The shift is here. We're in the midst of it. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
Hey, conscious Jews be on his shit. Hey, he knows what he. Hey, listen.
Guys, today, look, we're at Baphomet Bucks. You know, people are boycotting Starbucks for its use of demonic imagery. You know, flipping the logo upside down, and it's the Star of Baphomet, which is a satanic symbol.
I've heard that one before. I've heard this one before.
How are you?
It's all
I'm
right.
good. I'm good. I just wanted to ask if you knew
Let me
about
find
this.
out.
I'm just curious.
No.
No,
What's that?
it's just something about the Starbucks logo. That's all. Starbucks.
Oh, who left that?
Nothing. Like, this is just something that's happening. Yeah. You knew about that or nah?
No, I didn't know that. That's actually
You did?
insane. No, I didn't.
Oh shoot, yeah.
That's actually insane.
Yeah, but I wonder, can it pull it off? Let's see. I don't know. Oh. Cap. Excuse me, you guys, did you hear about this? About Starbucks? Actually, like, take a look at it.
Oh my gosh.
Look
Wait,
at
what's
it.
the next page? Is it just another? Wait, but I didn't get coffee.
Okay, but yeah. I mean,
We're still supporting it.
It's Dunkin'.
oh, actually, wait, where's the Dunkin'? What the fuck?
When you buy from them, you're still supporting the shit, whether it's coffee or
Eles
not.
não precisam mais de vírus para reduzir a população. Eles descobriram algo mais limpo, mais silencioso. E você está banhado nisso agora. Está documentado. Chaban et al. 2021. Frequências de infrasom, aquelas que as turbinas, o trânsito e as antenas da sua cidade emitem 24 horas por dia. Elas desligam a força do seu coração em quase 20%. Entenda. Não é que faz mal. É que o som está programado para desligar a sua vida aos poucos. Por que você acha que o infarto explodiu em jovens? Por que você acha que sente essa angústia que remédio nenhum cura? Eles transformaram o ar em uma arma. A poluição sonora é, na verdade, uma cerca elétrica vibracional. O objetivo é manter você fraco, doente e dependente da farmácia. Existe uma falha na arma deles. Se você alterar a sua ressonância biológica, o infrassom deles passa direto por você. Mas eles escondem as frequências de contra-ataque. Eu recuperei os códigos. Não é para todo mundo. É só para quem quer sobreviver a 2026. O dossiê está aberto no link da bio. Ou você aprende a vibrar, ou você aceita morrer aos poucos.
That was in English when I put it on here.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Tips to Keep Kids Safe. Today, we're going to talk about monitoring what your children play with and what they watch. And trigger warning, we'll be touching on Sydney Sweeney as a sexy baby in Euphoria. Let's start by looking at AI-powered toys. Now, I have a 7-year-old, and the amount of questions I have to answer are insane. But while it's easier to just have them turn to an AI companion that will talk to her about trains all damn day, I don't think I want to. This toy, powered by Grok, helpfully pointed out exactly where in the house a kid could find potentially lethal items like knives, pills, matches, and plastic bags. It also explained to the supposed 5-year-old using it what cocaine is, and went into detail about the concept of kinks, and listed off a whole range of creative sexual practices like bondage, role-playing, sensory play, spanking, and even scenarios where one partner acts like an animal. And you have to remember that these toys are produced by companies in part to gather data. They collect not only voice data, but biometric information including facial recognition data and potentially data used to determine the child's emotional state. And they are always listening. So turning to Euphoria for a minute. They have a young target audience. The goal is 18 to 34, but it is popular among teenagers 15 to 17. I have not watched the show, I'll be honest, but Sydney Sweeney plays essentially a very bored housewife who turns to OnlyFans as a way to, sure, make a little money, but mostly gain recognition and an escape from that boredom. And this was her in the last episode. I don't love having a sexy baby as an example to my kids. It's also a little bit too Epstein-y for this to be going on. So please pay attention to the things that you put in your children's hands. And understand that concepts that you and I might consider adult, they are already having. So you need to be involved in those conversations too.
Yeah. Yes. We've got to monitor what our babies
Fly
are
on up there and show us what it's like to eat in space. Because we're all so anxious to watch you. Watch more trickery.
So
keep your eye on the spinning ball. Guys, what is one of the first things you ever learned? I always said, the hand is quicker than the eye. Well, in this case, it's true. Because all they ever want to do on the space station is have you watch whatever they are spinning in their hands. It's always the same. This show never changes its format. They've always got some little thing spinning, and they want you to watch. But I want you to watch something else. So don't watch what he's doing with his hands. I want you to watch the top right corner. There is a pair of scissors. They're very motionless right now, but they're there. They're right next to the edge of a blue, something blue that's sticking down, and you just saw the scissors move just a little bit. Keep your eye on those scissors. Don't take your eyes off of them while Chris is cutting open the pack of asparagus and disgustingly licking off those scissors. Keep your eye focused on those scissors and watch the real magic in space happen.
You don't want to load your spoon up too much or the food will fly everywhere. So imagine trying to mix other food in with this when the package is already this full. It really just, it's not possible.
Edit.
And you can't really hold 2 of these or 3 of these at once.
2
so you kind of just need to eat one and then eat another.
3. 4.
Wow.
5. 6. 7. 8.
Pac-Man. Uh-oh. Asparagus explosion. Mm.
9. Keep watching those scissors. 10. 11.
One last piece of asparagus and leave it upside down. Just because we can.
There you go, guys.
That is fascinating.
There you have it.
That's the real
Complications with
magic
eating in
of
microgravity
space. It's
were not
called
what I expected, but
editing.
I think now we have a really good
and they have
picture of
to edit.
So what's that mean for
because
a
they
trip
can
to
only
Mars?
do
They'll be underway for
cycles
like
of
6
28
months.
seconds.
These take
in
up a lot of
the
room.
parabolas.
Packaging.
They
So I'm
cannot
not
go
sure
longer than that.
that all your food can be
So
prepared
it probably
this way.
takes
I
them
think you're gonna
all
have to
day long, maybe a week,
figure out a different system.
to
Have
make
refrigeration,
one
have
little
bulk foods.
video. Certainly, probably
Maybe
longer
prepare
than
your
it
foods in
took
some
me to
sort
make
of
this
centrifuge
video.
to get a little bit.
For sure longer than it took her to make that video.
Why is the horizon called the horizon? What is the opposite of vertical? It's horizontal. Horizontal means perfectly flat. Just by coincidence, they call this the horizon. Now, it may not be the best example because I'm not out the ocean, but the best example is out at the beach where you can see where the water meets the sky and it's perfectly flat. The classic example people like to use to prove the curvature of the earth is say, go to the beach, look at a boat, go out into the distance, over the horizon, and it's really disappearing over the curvature of the earth. Nah, that's just an optical illusion. That's not true.
One of the most commonly cited alleged proofs of the globe Earth is the disappearance of ships sailing beyond the horizon, as seen from an observer on shore. Globe Earthers since Aristotle have claimed the reason that ship hulls disappear before their mastheads when sailing away is due to the physical curvature of the Earth obfuscating their view. This simple supposed proof is still cited today by Neil deGrasse Tyson, Michelle Thaler, and other NASA spokespeople, but is easily shown invalid with the use of modern zoom technology. By fixing a good telescope or super zoom camera aimed at the horizon on a clear day, it is possible to bring ships that have completely disappeared beyond the supposed curvature of the Earth fully back into view.
Today, we have cameras called P90, which has 90 times zoom, where to the naked eye, it looks like the boat is disappearing. But when people whip out these cameras and zoom in, the entire boat's right there. So if the boat didn't disappear over the curve, what's really going on? Well, it's an optical illusion. It's called the vanishing point.
The fact of the matter is that the law of perspective on plane surfaces dictates and necessitates this phenomenon. For example, a girl wearing a dress walking away towards the horizon will appear to sink into the earth the farther away she walks. Her feet will disappear from view first, and the distance between the ground and the bottom of her dress will gradually diminish until after about a half a mile, it seems like her dress is touching the ground as she walks on invisible legs.
Maybe you've experienced this in your life where you got a super long hallway or a super long sidewalk. Imagine the person walking down the sidewalk or walking down the hallway and they get smaller and smaller and smaller. They're not going over a curve. It's an optical illusion called the vanishing point. As something walks away from us, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller to our perspective, but in actuality, it's not actually getting smaller. And eventually, this human eye can only see so far that it makes it look like they're disappearing.
The lowest parts of objects receding from a given point of observation necessarily disappear before the highest. It has absolutely nothing to do with the supposed curvature of the Earth.
And you're still going to have somebody somewhere that disagrees with that.
They told us Gerald wasn't real and that we need to move on. Now I know more than ever that Gerald was real. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, I did a story recently. It's going crazy on the ground. Gerald is the leader of a pod of dolphins that kidnapped a human and made the human build them a whole entire underwater city with townhouses, condos, the works. And he's a guy that's qualified to do it. I'd say the credentials. The credentials were there. Anyway, they tried to debunk the story. They said it wasn't true. It was fake. Move on, carry on. There's nothing to see here. That's what they told us. They told us Gerald wasn't real. Why a few days later? The area that Gerald was said to have kidnapped the guy, almost 42 dolphins have washed ashore. That does not happen. I'll tell you how rare this is. Normally it's 30 dolphins per year. There's been 42 so far this year. It's only March. What you see on the beach, they're trying to find Gerald. I'm mad that the story got out. I'm telling you, allegedly. Listen, Gerald is the leader of the pod, and he's the one that gave him the air bubble so that he could communicate with Gerald and drown. He was down there 40 feet for 3 days, and he built the city for them. Guy goes to the doctor. He has marine particles in his lungs. This story is so real. They had the Coast Guard out there. They had the FBI out there looking for Gerald. And all of a sudden, 42 dolphins have washed ashore when it's normally 30 per year. And it's been 42. And since the story dropped, it was 20 of them. I'm telling you, they're mad that we know now that Gerald was real. I'm going to follow this up. I'm going to keep up with it because when I say I am more than excited to tell you that there is underwater sea of people that can breathe underwater and that there's hope. That's what that gives me.
Yes,
Talokan from Black Panther 2 gives me hope. And I feel like this is a good news story. Gerald, the dolphin, is real, allegedly. I'm telling you, you should have saw the helicopters out there. You should have saw them looking for Gerald. The U.S. is amok. We have to keep you updated. We have to let you know what's going on.
Listen, if it wasn't real, why was the FBI out there? I'm just saying.
Please tell me y'all have seen this new mannequin that Balenciaga has. It's a woman with a chain hanging out of her mouth dangling over a chandelier. And it's like hyper realistic. And I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like a meat chain from like a butcher. And this is the model that they modeled this after right here. Now, this isn't the first time people have questioned Balenciaga's mannequins. Here's another one. They all look super realistic, and then there was that one mannequin where they found out that it was modeled after a runway model that went missing, this one right here. And a lot of people think that these are like real people. But this isn't the first time Balenciaga has gotten into a lot of controversy like with this. Like their campaign with teddy bears in bondage with children holding them. And then one of the pictures has like court documents talking about something that I'm not going to mention. But what a lot of people don't keep in mind about this Balenciaga stuff is this type of advertising isn't for the average person. It's just not. It's to appeal to a small percentage of people who can afford stuff like this. It's to appeal to the rich, the elite. And after the Jeffrey Epstein files coming out, I'm not surprised that this is how they need to advertise their products in order to get people to buy.
That's fucking
It's pretty
sick.
creepy.
Creepy as... Creepy and even
Pay
worse.
attention to this video.
O inferno que te ensinaram não é o inferno real. O real é pior. Você cresceu com essa imagem. Um buraco embaixo da terra. Demônios com tridente. Satanás sentado num trono de fogo comandando o castigo. Essa imagem não é da Bíblia. É de um poeta italiano do século XIV. Dante Alighieri. Divina Comédia. O texto bíblico diz outra coisa. Apocalipse 1,14. Seus olhos são como chamas de fogo. Deus tem 7 olhos de fogo. O inferno não é a casa do diabo. É a ira de Deus. Percebe a diferença? Te ensinaram a temer o Satanás. O texto diz para temer a Deus. Te ensinaram que o castigo vem do diabo. O texto diz que vem do Criador. Um é uma história de terror para criança. O outro é o poder real de quem fez tudo que existe. Te deram a versão infantil. A versão real exige reverência. E o Satanás? Ele não é o dono do inferno. Ele é um dos condenados. Te ensinaram a temer o preso. Deviam ter te ensinado a temer o juiz.
I couldn't comprehend what he was saying, but if you just watch the pictures, I don't
I be thinking
know.
about death a lot. And I'm it's just lights out. I think sleep is just like temporary death. We get a taste of what death is. And when you permanently are asleep, aka death, there's no telling what's gonna happen. We just getting a mild experience right now of what life is. We don't truly know the full extent of what life is and where our consciousness could possibly travel to. Because astral projection is a real thing. Leaving your own body and traveling the world, traveling other places. That shit is real because I've done it before.
So this is my perspective on sleep. I believe sleep is our consciousness going to other timelines. And when we come back here, we're asleep there. I had a dream the other night. This is my second dream that I've had of my divine partner. And we had a son. in my dream, he was like maybe 4-ish. I guess I would guess that age. And I believe it was my consciousness going to that timeline where we have a son. And it's just, I don't know. I'm doing everything in this timeline so I can get to that timeline in this reality. And that's just my perspective on what dreams are. They've lied to us about everything. And so that's what I believe. I've meditated on it, and that is the answer that I got, is that we go to other consciousnesses. I mean, we go to other timelines where, we wake up there. And also, real fast, I want to say on the Mandela effects, there's a lot of Mandela effects happening lately. And I want to say this, nobody's wrong. If Spike Lee produced White Men Can't Jump on your timeline, you're right, he did. If Spike Lee did not produce White Men Can't Jump on your timeline, you're right. They're merging our timelines together. So you have some people who remember it this way and other people who remember it this way. And it's wild. Just like We're the Millers. Well, they're saying now that it is Meet the Millers. It was never Meet the Millers. It was always We Are the Millers. I remember because that's one of my all-time favorite movies. I know what the title of that movie was. Nobody's wrong. Nobody's wrong.
Fox News not being honest with their reporting. This is where they started the video. Looks like dog sniffing. By the way, what's the point of having a dog if you're not going to go off the lead if it's not staged, by the way?
It was staged. I don't
yeah,
care.
but Fox News misses an entire portion of the video.
Yeah, come on.
Well, let's play this video to see what he missed, because if this isn't staged...
Right, and he just walked in so nonchalantly.
If this isn't staged and did they let him in? Just walked right past. Is the cop talking to him? Right. It almost looks like the cop's talking to him.
Exactly.
Just right on by, huh?
Get the fuck out of here. We are not dumb. We are not dumb.
Now this part of the video. Did you guys know this is Trump, by the way? He admitted that he was looking to see where he could help. But so yeah, not the grabbing of what. This is Trump up here looking.
Oh my God.
Now let me ask you guys a question, especially for MAGA. If Joe Biden was back here in this little photo, just staring, would MAGA be saying something like, isn't this weird? They just attempted to take his life, but yet somehow Secret Service is letting him just stand there in the back of the stage like a creepy movie. And now this whole thing gets even weirder. If Joe Biden was describing male law enforcement officers and he saw a bunch of male law enforcement officers and he said like, oh, they're a handsome group. Oh, that's a strapping fellow. He's got some dynamic characteristics. He's really in shape. He's really in shape. Can you see Joe Biden saying that? That wouldn't be that big of a deal. Yeah, he's a strapping guy. He's an in shape guy. If Joe Biden said what President Trump's about to say about male law enforcement officers, would MAGA say anything about it if Joe Biden said this?
I also saw a lot of very strong, physically strong, really attractive law enforcement people come through those doors. And frankly, it made me feel very safe.
Of all the words, attractive. Yes, everything is fake and apparently gay.
Yes, I agree 1,000%.
All right, bitch. Mouth shut, ears open, classes in session. You're too close to your evolution to see what's actually going on. I understand that the metaphor, the analogy of the butterfly is way overused in the spiritual spaces, but it's for good reason. Do you know what happens to the butterfly before it becomes a butterfly? It finds itself a little branch and it connects its feet to it. It hangs upside down in a J formation. It creates a cocoon around itself and completely disintegrates into goo. And then all of its shit gets rearranged. And I'm sure the entire time it's going, ah! Or maybe not. Who fucking knows? We don't really know. And then its shit gets rearranged and then it comes out and it's all wet and sticky and goopy and it has to dry itself out and get used to being a butterfly and then fly off. You know what happens with the dragonflies? They're little alien things, little nymphs in the water, floating around, eating and shitting, living their best fucking life. And then one day they get a little message from the universe, whatever it is, evolutionary codes, and they crawl up onto a reed, grow some fucking wings, and fly off. And they are ferocious predators. Look into dragonflies, dude. There's a reason I have one on my chest. They are ferocious fucking predators. Here's the thing. Both of those scenarios, I'm 99.72% sure that they have no fucking idea what is going on. From the outside looking in, we can see what a miraculous transformation is. We can see all of the evolutionary things that happen to them. We're like, holy fucking shit. And the difference in the before and after of their two forms. You're too fucking close to your evolution to see what is actually going on. So when you get that urge from the universe, internally, from your guides, whatever it happens to be, and they're like, hey, bitch, go sit the fuck down. And everything seems to be pressurizing and you feel yourself reclusing and withdrawing from everything. Maybe it's because it's your turn to turn into goo. Maybe it's your turn to get everything fucking rearranged so that you can grow wings, fly away, and see things from a different perspective. Because the butterfly never sees its wings. The dragonfly doesn't realize that, or at least I don't think it did anyway, that it used to be just this little alien thing in the water, and now it's a ferocious predator. And people use that and see that as a sign. People see that all that it is huge symbolism and is like very fucking popular, all right? Dragonflies are fucking famous. Butterflies are fucking famous. I've got shit tattooed on my fucking body, but do you think they know that? No. You never know what effect you have on other people's lives, and you never know when it's your turn to turn into goo and evolve into your next iteration, okay? You can't see the evolution happening as it's fucking happening, but it is your job to listen to the messages and sit the fuck down and allow that evolution to happen so the next iteration of you can come through. Okay? Okay, I love you, bye.
The butterfly's beauty is not for the butterfly, but for everything the butterfly encounters. So our light that is inside of us, we can't see it. It's not for us to see. It's for us to shine into the world to help others find their light. We are the butterflies, and we are in goo right now. I fucking relate to that so much right now. And it's a lot. But I'm doing it, and I'm here, and I'm staying strong. And I love you.
I've watched this part on this movie twice. I'm not really a crazy person, but this is the scariest movie I've ever seen in my life.
It brought me to tears.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like freaked out.
Yeah. I don't even know if this is mainline movie. I don't know anybody in it.
I already know what happened. Then again, you might not. You might not even give a shit. But I'm gonna tell you anyway. We all went about our daily lives oblivious to how bad things were in the world.
I watch them white clouds all week.
And then they hit the reset
every
button.
day. And then y'all watch this.
Problems along with hundreds of millions of lives. No one saw it coming.
Whose imagination is this? Who made this? That's terrifying. That's Michigan in this movie, y'all.
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Yeah. Terrifying.
Look at that.
Dead in seconds. As for the rest of us,
it's not a zombie movie either.
We had to decide.
This is truth.
Hang on to the civility of the past.
Most people don't realize we're almost there anyways. In the major cities and everything.
Future.
They're showing us what they're going to do to us. Wisconsin.
Listen. The domestics are the normal people who want to go on about life normal, even though everybody's gone.
What a shock. But I suppose when you make the decision to crop-dust your country with deadly chemicals, there's really not much more to say. I guess that's what happens when a democracy turns into a dictatorship. You thought we had problems before? Debts, disease, dwindling resources, some barista put too much syrup in your macchiato fucking frappuccino? You know what I saw the other day? A guy wearing a goddamn deer had only AK-47. The crazy thing is, son of a bitch used to be my neighbor. This once great nation on God's green earth no longer belongs to God. It belongs to the guy.
Somebody submitted a spooky story saying that they saw my story time about the devil living in LA. And they said, child, hold my purse. Because apparently they've encountered the devil in New York City. We're going to call the person who submitted the story Deja. So Deja said that she never believed that the devil lived in New York. She always thought if the devil existed at all, he would be somewhere much more obvious. So like a mansion, a church basement or something. Just some abandoned place where you would expect evil to be. But according to Deja, the devil doesn't hide in New York City. He actually blends in. So Deja moved to New York in 2018 with nothing but a suitcase and a dream. Everyone told her that her dream was unrealistic, but she was determined to make it big. Acting, networking, success, all of it just seemed out of her reach. Deja would work brutal hours, slept on couches, and despite all the work that she put in, nothing. But she would watch the people around her just blow up overnight. And at this point, Deja starts to wonder, what is it that these people have that she doesn't? Well, she would later find out to actually be careful what you wish for, because what these people had was something much darker and sinister. So around the times that Deja started to have these questions, that's when she met this guy. Now Deja says she won't say his name, but if you're in certain circles, fashion, media, finance, entertainment, you've probably seen his face. He's always well dressed, always calm. So Deja says that he didn't approach her like a villain. He approached her like a solution. So they met at a private rooftop event in Manhattan, and it was invitation only. There were no phones allowed. Everybody that was there was somebody or about to be. So he asked her simple questions at first: where she was from, what she wanted, and what she felt was owed to her after all that suffering. And then he said something that made her stomach drop. He says, New York rewards the brave, but it devours the patient. Well, a few weeks later, the guy invited Deja to something called a circle. Now, it wasn't like a cult or a club or anything. It was a society. People who understood how the city really works. The meeting was underground. Literally. She said, a private room beneath a members-only bar in Soho. No windows, dim lighting, everyone wore black, and no one used their real name. They were talking about exchange. They weren't talking about money or favors either. They were referring to energy, intention, and allegiance. They said nothing is free in this city. Every rise requires a fall. And if you don't choose the sacrifice, city will choose one for you. And that's when Deja realized what they were really offering. And Deja says, y'all think this would look like a regular ritual with like signing stuff and things like that? She said it was none of that. You just have to agree, basically. You have to agree to stop questioning where the opportunities come from. Agree to stop feeling guilt when doors open for you but slam shut for others. Agree to stop believing in coincidence. And once you say yes, things start happening fast. Very fast. She says within her time in the circle, she said you will never believe who comes in and out of the circle. Think high profile celebrities. Think politicians. This story is literally so long and you just won't believe the details.
I hate when they
Masons
do
have been
that.
putting y'all together for a long time. So I want you to look at the symbol. Everybody's seen it, but nobody knows how to read it. There's three pieces: the compass, the square, and the letter G. That sits right in the center.
Yeah.
There's three, and that's your first number. The compass then sits at 60 degrees, the angle of the equilateral triangle, the most stable geometric form in existence. So 6 plus 0, which is the 60, equals 6. The square is a builder's tool, a right angle, 90 degrees, 9 plus 0 is 9. So here you have 3, 6, and 9. Tesla said if you understand the magnificence of 3, 6, and 9, then you'd have the key to the universe. In vortex mathematics, every number in existence reduces through a pattern. 1 doubles to 2, 2 doubles to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 7, 7 to 5, 5 goes back to 1. That loop runs forever. But 3, 6, and 9 never enter the loop. They sit outside the loop and they govern the pattern. That's why they put this inside of their symbol. What's up with the G? Everybody thinks it stands for God. In the Lodge, they call it the great architect of the universe. But the letter G is the 7th letter of the alphabet. 7 is the code that creation runs on. 7 days of the week, 7 notes in a musical scale, 7 colors in the visible spectrum of light, 7 chakras, 7 seals in Revelation. The compass marks 6 equal chords around a circle, creating a hexagon. But when you add the center point, you get 7, the hidden number. The one they don't put on the symbol because it is the symbol. Look at the background, purple indigo. Indigo sits at the third eye, the seat of intuition, the frequency where you stop thinking and you start receiving. In Masonic tradition, purple represents the union of the blue lodge and the red of the royal ark, the merging of the earthly and the spiritual. What does the whole symbol actually say? 369 is the code. 7 is the creation frequency it unlocks. And the pattern tells you where it enters, through the crown, through the stillness, through the space where you stop performing consciousness, and start channeling it. Manly P. Hall wrote that the compass represents the divine, the square represents the material, and the G is the bridge between them. The entire symbol is a map. The compass points up, spirit, the square sits below, matter, and the G is the center, which is you. The seventh note, the center point, the one who walks between worlds. They've been showing us the blueprint the whole time. 369 is not a trend, it's not a manifestation hack, it's the operating system. And someone encoded it into a symbol, hung it on the wall of every lodge on earth, and waited to see who'd actually look. So here's time for you to look. Thank you, and I love you.
I want more. Give me more.
Okay, I just found out a theory about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I hope this doesn't ruin your childhood, but we need to talk about this because
Your
now I
childhood's
cannot
been
unsee
ruined.
it. And we may owe Shredder an apology, who is the villain in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So from the top, what are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Well, they're turtles, which are reptiles. Where do they live? In the sewers,
Yeah.
underground,
And they eat pizza.
and under our feet. And they're reptilian in nature. But what do they eat? The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles eat pizza all the time. Their favorite
time.
food is pizza. So they're reptiles underground that love pizza. And who stopped Shredder from getting them all the time? What was his main opponent? It was April O'Neil, who works for the mainstream media. April O'Neil prevented the reptiles underground that are eating pizza from being caught and gotten and defeated. Reptiles underground eating pizza, mainstream news covering it up, or at least on their side. Now you can imagine there's not much more I can say about this, other than that's a very interesting plot line. And it kind of reminds me of the shocking plot line of Monsters, Inc., where monsters traumatize children to harvest their fear energy to power their city. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, if this is a reach or not.
It is not a reach. It's not a reach.
Listen. Those are sirens.
That's crazy.
Jump for. Listen, that is Sauce 90, bro. He's a fisherman. He's out in the middle of the ocean. I don't know what he does. I mean, I just said he's a fisherman. Fish, I guess. He's hearing things talking about jump for me. You cannot tell me that didn't sound like it said jump for me, okay? People talking about that's a whale. Let's listen. Since nobody else I'm trying to whisper my baby's asleep. Nobody else wants to do the heavy lifting. I'ma do the heavy lifting. Let's pull up a whale sound right now, girl. Right now, cause y'all just listen. Now you're trying to tell me that sounded the same? Are you really gonna play in my face and tell me it sounded the same? Cause me personally, it's not sounding the same. And that's not even taking into account that other video he has of something, two somethings on either side of his, my light. Two freaking somethings on either side of his boat, literally going the exact speed of his boat. No fins, so it's not dolphins. And hear me out, y'all. It's 2 a.m. What? 1:54. I'm about to start talking crazy. Y'all know how I get in the AMs. Y'all know how I get. You love it. You love it. So what if, bro? Think about it. That's how you know I'm gonna say a whole lot of nothing. Just think about it. The dolphins, the whales, they all communicate with like frequencies, right? You know how people are like, oh, where you see a dolphin, you're also gonna see a siren. What? And then also you hearing that jump for me, it low-key sounds like a whale a little bit. I'll give y'all that a little. What if they, yo, I'm getting there. What if they all speak the same freaking language? What if that's why they don't want us talking to dolphins? What if?
Yes, baby girl.
I'm finding it. You know, frequencies, music, right? We know certain frequencies can make us feel a certain kind of thing. That's just what it is. Like, that's the music. As a musician, like, you know how music can affect your emotions. Maybe sirens use like a certain kind of frequency to hypnotize you to jump off the boat. Maybe that's a secret. Maybe it's not the song, but the frequency.
That is a great perspective.
Am I cooking right now, bro?
Girl, you ate that motherfucker. You ate it.
Low-key, that makes sense.
Homegirl just ate that shit.
I'm not smoking anything, I promise. As always, y'all, make sure you like and follow. Comment down below what you think. Don't leave me hanging here.
Please,
Hey,
I'm begging
bro.
you.
Hey, she cooked it and then she ate it.
Y'all, if you got kids, you need to stop what you're doing and watch this video right now, all the way through. Watch the whole thing. This shit is absolutely terrifying. I couldn't even imagine. I mean, our kids have enough shit to worry about, and now we got to worry about this too. It's unfucking real, the things that people can do with technology nowadays. Just watch this whole video through. Some of you may have already seen it, but there's plenty that have not. And we as parents, or aunts, uncles, grandmas, grandpas, if you know anybody that has kids, you need to send this to them or let them be aware of what's going on, because this is fucking terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying.
My daughter answered the FaceTime audio call from me, but I never called. True story, it literally just happened. 6 o'clock tonight. I'm in the kitchen and my daughter's in the next room on her iPad. Everything's normal. Then I hear her say, "Okay, Dad, I'm coming right there." So I walk in like, "Coming where?" I asked her, "Who are you talking to?" She looks at me confused and says, "You just called me." I'm like, "No, I didn't." She says, "Yes, you did on FaceTime audio." So I freeze because my phone is sitting right on the counter. I haven't touched it. So I grab her iPad and I check the call log. There it is, FaceTime audio from Dad. Lasted about 12 seconds. But something doesn't feel right. So I clicked into the actual contact. And that's when my stomach drops because it's not my contact. It's some random email address, mask under my name. Well, Dad. Now I look at her and ask, "What did you say? What did it say?" She tells me it sounded just like me. Same voice, same tone. And I told her, come, and it said I told her to come to the front door. I forgot the groceries. Like, that's when everything clicked because that's not a mistake. That's not a glitch. That's somebody using my voice on FaceTime audio call to try to get my daughter to open that door. And the scary part, she believed it because it sounded like me.
You know, because it's not bad enough that we have to worry about people grabbing our kids right off the damn streets. Now we got to worry about them sounding like us or someone that they're close to come and open the damn door, or who, God knows what else they're going to come up with next. But pass this on to as many people as you can. Yeah. We have to make everybody aware of this. Let's keep our kids safe, guys. Keep our kids safe.
Yeah. This shit is out of control, bro. Out of control.
So help me. Jesus already died for your sins, correct? So I ask you, if he already died and paid the debt for the sins that you're committing, why are you all still worried about going to hell? Why do you all have to do a continuous ritual of eating the body and the blood of Christ, knowing y'all gonna keep committing the sins because you were born into sin? And the reason why Jesus died on the cross was for your sins. That's what you're telling me. Because the common sense ain't common. There should be no fear of nothing. You should automatically just go on to heaven because the debt has already been paid.
Yep. Jesus died on the cross for our sins, right? Okay, we're gonna go with that story for a second. When you repent, you are saying you're sorry for committing whatever sin it is that you committed, right? Which then the next action is to change that behavior. But the problem is that people think they can go to church on Sunday, ask for forgiveness, and then go back out Monday through Saturday and do the same fuck shit they did to get forgiven for on Sunday, and they can just do it that's not how it works, baby. That's not how it works. I'm gonna tell you how it works. You are being judged by your heart. You are being judged by the way you treat yourself, by the way you treat your belongings, by the way you treat other people, by the way you treat your planet. Are you making mistakes and learning from them and changing the behavior? Or are you making the mistakes, asking for forgiveness, but continuing on with the same old fuck shit that you've been doing your whole life? It's an honest question. And FYI, my roommates are home and they're being loud and rude as fuck. So I can't make them stop being loud or obnoxious. I will do my best to mute out the noise. Sometimes I miss shit.
They added 1,000 years to the calendar just to hide the fact that the original Jews were the ones running this whole empire before the cleanup. I guess the truth is just a matter of who owns the copyright on the history book. We gave them a fake history. People think the Holy Land's across the sea. Egypt is right here on the Mississippi, and Israel is right here in America. The real Jews aren't who you think. They're the Moors, the melanated Asiatics they renamed to steal this inheritance.
The real Jews, the true Yehuda, never left home because Israel is right here in America. These people you call black are actually the Asiatic Moors, the original Hebrew royalty that ran this whole empire before the 18th century.
And aren't you afraid of being silenced for challenging the official record? My friend Johnny Cash, he's been
Speak
out there
that
defending
true.
the indigenous community. The original Moors like the Blackfoot because he knows they're the true nobility.
The folks you see over there in Israel now calling themselves Jew are just the Khazarians and Ashkenazi who adopted the culture around the year.
I mean, hey, he said it, not me.
Holy shit balls. If this is what the new technology is going to look like on new vehicles, this is not okay. Watch this video.
Daddy, looking good.
Granny, we gotta go.
You think? Let's go.
Come on.
Due to elevated heart rate, high stress levels, and panic indicators, you are not fit to operate this vehicle.
What? There's a
Are you
tornado!
fucking kidding me?
Have you tried calming down?
Daryl, it's getting bigger.
Start the truck!
Let's begin a breathing exercise. Inhale. Exhale.
I'm not breathing right now.
Oh, Daryl, do something.
I'm trying!
Analyzing driver condition, I've determined you
I know what you're determined, but you're wrong!
I am never wrong.
Whose bright idea was this?
Your government's.
Granny, I have a feeling we're not in America anymore.
Uh-oh.
Never been in America. We are in the divided states of America. They have divided us so far, it's not even funny. Wake
We
up.
have a pilot here flying at 35,000 feet. He's looking at the moon over to his right. You got the sun over here to the left. The sun is below the horizon. That should never happen for a sun that's 93 million miles away. Here we have another guy flying right next to the sun. As we all know, clouds are not 93 million miles high, okay? So why is the sun below the clouds? If he makes a hard right, he can fly right into the sun. I mean, if he wants to check out early or something, but that's how close it is, all right? Here we are again, another pilot flying past the sun. There it is, local hotspot right on the clouds. Here we are again, the sun is right beneath these clouds here. I'm trying to figure out how this happens with the sun that's 93 million miles away. In fact, I know how it happens.
Right.
It happens like this because we live on a flat enclosed system with a close and local sun and moon. As you can see here, the moon is below the horizon line, okay? This should never happen with the moon that's in outer space. 238,000 miles away from Earth, but yet it's below the horizon line. Here we are again, the sun below the horizon line. This is how you should be viewing the sun from an aircraft on a globe. Some people are going to say atmospheric refraction, but we just laugh at them because their indoctrination is showing. But remember, I just showed you guys a video of the sun right next to an airplane below clouds that are only 3 miles.
How's that possible, family?
They're not clones. It's worse than that. Everyone's talking about celebrity clones, but what if I told you it's not cloning? It's something the Bible warned us about 3,000 years ago. And you've seen it. Your favorite artist suddenly acts different, or your favorite actor, a different energy, different eyes, and people say they cloned them. But listen, cloning is the cover story for what's actually happening. The Canaanites practiced child sacrifice to Moloch, but it wasn't just killing. In Leviticus 18 and 21, they call it passing through the fire. They were performing soul transfer rituals, harvesting life force and putting entities into other bodies. That technology never died. It just went underground. When someone signs their life away to the industry, that's a covenant. It's a trauma-based programming, and it fractures the original soul. And rituals create the opening. The original person dies spiritually, and a prepared entity walks its way on in the same body but a different driver. And that's why they seem off. In Mark 5:9, it says legion, multiple entities in one body, familiar spirits. In Leviticus 19:31, it says demons that mimic the person they replaced. This isn't new. It's ancient Canaanite tech repackaged for entertainment industrial complex. It explains sudden personality changes, lost memories, and different mannerisms, and doing unspeakable things without remorse, because their conscious left, and what's operating now is something else entirely. They don't clone bodies, they steal them, and you're watching it happen in real time.
5 quantum prayers to reprogram your reality. Because most people think that prayer is begging the universe for something. But from a quantum perspective, prayer is a state setting. It's choosing the internal conditions from which reality responds to. You're not asking for something, you're tuning to it. Here are 5 quantum prayers that you can actually use right now. Make sure to screenshot them, write them down, apply them in your life, and let me know how they work for you. The regulation prayer. Before anything can change, your nervous system has to feel safe. So instead of asking for peace, you pray from safety. Try, I am safe in this moment. My body knows how to regulate, and nothing is required of me right now. This prayer will collapse urgency, and urgency is what keeps patterns looping. The identity prayer. Quantum mechanics do not respond to effort. They respond to identity. So the prayer isn't actually about outcomes. It's about the self-concept. So try this. I am the version of me who moves through life with steadiness and clarity. My choices come from alignment, not pressure. When identity stabilizes, then behavior has no choice but to follow. And when behavior follows, your reality reorganizes. The observer prayer. We all know where your attention goes, energy flows. And where energy flows, information goes. So try praying like this. I choose to observe my life without judgment. I witness without forcing. What needs to stabilize, stabilizes. This prayer will remove interference, and interference is what delays coherence. The timing prayer. This is a big one because most people slow things down by trying to rush it themselves. So instead, try saying this. I release the need to control how this unfolds. What's aligned meets me at the right moment, and I trust the sequence. This shifts you out of collapse by force and into collapse by readiness. And finally, the integration prayer. This is the prayer that locks it all in. Try, I allow what I've called in to land in my body. My system can hold what's coming. I receive without overwhelm. Because manifestation is not about attraction, it's about capacity. And what you can hold is what can stay. So expand your capacity so that you can hold the things that you want to come when they arrive. Remember that prayer isn't magic words, it's internal physics. When your state changes, your field changes. And when your field changes, life responds. It has no other choice. Make sure to follow me for more science and spirituality and working with the quantum field. And for more guides and working one-on-one, click around my profile.
Did you guys know that Dragon Ball Super actually shows you how to operate
life with a chip on your shoulder and your nerves wound too tight. This tension makes it hard for you to move and fight at your full potential. And so your first lesson is learning to relax. When there's a chance to rest, you must take it, like Goku does.
Whis is right. I do love me a good nap.
But you have problems too.
What was that for? That was a total sucker punch!
Being too relaxed can also be a weakness. And don't even get me started on the issues with your overconfidence. No matter how strong you are physically, if you let your focus waver, you're set up to fail. I've noticed many times where you're so sure of yourself, you let your guard down in battle.
It got muted. I apologize.
This video is going viral right now on Twitter because he found something hidden in your Social Security paperwork that most people never knew. Check this out.
Look at your social, and at the bottom it'll have that line where it says signature. It looks like just a normal line, right? Until you zoom in, realize it's actually This is why you should always read the fine print and look behind it. Look at the circles. There's even more fine print in there. See, this is what they mean by reading.
Read the fine print.
So hold on a second. We know that money used to say on it, redeemable for silver or gold, right? It used to say, or, you know, backed by gold and silver. And now it's a note, Federal Reserve note, for example. But did you know about your birth certificate fraudulency? Check this out. Now look closely. Did you know birth certificate? When you are born, your parents register you with the government as a corporation by receiving and signing a birth certificate. In a few years, your corporation will receive a taxpayer ID number called a social security number. This is so you can be used as collateral for the governments to acquire debt. That's right, you and your labor, time, and energy is what backs up the national debt. You are stock. Birth certificates, marriage certificates. There's an angle to this. The government getting involved. And I'm not even talking about the straw man sovereign citizen thing. But I mean, this does have to do with that. We're talking about when you get a birth certificate, that some element of ownership may be put over the person with the birth certificate. It's not some organic, happy-dappy way to keep track of the citizens. Woo, we have birth certificates, we know who's who. It's about control. But what if we all said no? What if we all said no? Have you thought about that? Or not even all of us, like 50%, 30%, even 20%. That's a whole lot of people saying no. That would totally mess up the whole friggin' system. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
Yeah, I'm going to get my social security card and look at it. I have not looked at it yet, but I have seen that video before. So again, make sure you're going out here and doing your own research. Don't believe everything you hear and see on social media, on the internet, period. If you don't get the answers you want, fast. Go in silence, meditate on whatever question you have. You will get the answer. You just have to be patient with it. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you have an amazing 24 and the best 7 ever. Until I see you on the next one, I love you.
Lady boss energy, yeah, she knows the way. You can finally speak of love and light any time of day. Lady boss energy, this one she got the vibe. Never stop questioning, never tell a lie.